First of all, let's talk about the first game against South Christian. When I've never really been scared to play a basketball game in my life,
Yeah.
but the first game against South Christian, I was in the locker room just nervous.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Chosen Ones TV, episode 6. I'm Wes Trammell, founder of the Chosen Ones GR, where our mission statement is to promote student athletes through video content and to empower them with the knowledge of the recruiting process. So I'm excited to have my guest, Jakhary Towns from Godwin Heights, the rising sophomore, just finished a pretty successful freshman season on Varsity. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Thank you for joining, bro. You kind of doing me a favor because you kind of famous out here, right? Nah, I was just you know, I've been hearing about you for a long time, so it's kind of good to meet you at least virtually. I'd love to meet you in person one day, but yeah, man. So just talk to me about your summer, man. What you been doing? What you been up to?
Man, it's been a great summer, with this pandemic, I didn't get to play for the AAU team that I was initially going to play for, but this summer I played for Grand Rapids Storm on the UAA circuit. Had a great AAU season we played about 3 to 4 tournaments.
Yeah.
And just been getting my body right, just been trying to work on my speed. And one thing I've been really trying to work on is my defense, because last season I could see that there was a problem with my lateral quickness, and I just been working on that with my speed trainer, and we just been down in the field working on that. But as far as AAU, great AAU season. Had a great team, scored a lot, did what I had to do. But another thing that I want to work on this summer is also my rebounding, because AAU I had about four rebounds a game, and during varsity I didn't want to really get in there with the big boys a lot and grab a lot of rebounds. But this season I kind of want to work on that more.
Yeah, getting that mix a little bit. That's what's up, man. Yeah, just trying to round out your game, and trying to plug those stats all around. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
So who were you supposed to run with in AAU this year?
I was gonna run with Team Rose out of Chicago, but since the Adidas circuit wasn't really working out, I just chose to stay in the city with Grand Rapids Storm.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. How did you guys do overall as a team?
I think after our first tournament, we didn't do pretty well in the first tournament, but after that, I think our chemistry really clicked, and everybody was on the same page. So we did really good. We got deep into a lot of tournaments, brought for the ball.
Yeah.
We lost in the gold bracket in the Final Four.
Okay.
So I think we did pretty well.
That's good, man. That's good to hear. You watching any film right now on any players that you look up to?
And as far as high school?
No, just it could be like college players or pro players. Anybody you try to model your game after?
There's really 3 certain players I model my game after, and it's for 3 specific reasons. First of all, Jason Tatum, because of the way that he can create space, and as a young player, I think that's very important for being able to get your shot off, and as well how he carries his stuff off the court. Klay Thompson, because of his shooting ability, moving off the ball around screens, and then finally Jaylen Brown, who also plays on the same team as Jason Tatum, because of he doesn't have to use a lot of moves to get past the defender, and I think that's cool and good on the varsity level, because you're not just going to be out there doing whatever you want with the ball.
Right.
You're going to have to make a quick move and get back to the defender. But the most out of all 3, I think Jason Tatum, because he brings the whole package. Yeah. Even though he doesn't shoot like Klay, he can get his shot off, create space, and get past the defender with a limited amount of moves.
Yeah. Jason Tatum is a dog, man. I love his game.
Yeah.
And I know how his favorite player was Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe. You can see, the similarities in his game and in Kobe's game. So, yeah, He's one of my favorite players to watch. I think I love watching him play. So I noticed you talked about kind of that transition a little bit from to varsity, not being able to do what you want to do. So that jump from 8th grade to varsity, talk to me about that. How was that adjustment for you?
Man, it was crazy because I came my 8th grade, 6th through 8th grade. I played at Excel Charter Academy, small school. We had a pretty good 8th grade team. Middle school is just like it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that transitioned was mainly two things. It was the weight room and the speed of the game.
Right.
Because when I first touched the weight room, it hurt really bad.
Yeah.
But during the summer when I played against teams like Catholic Central, Muskegon, things like that, I think my shot really separated me because against Catholic Central, I think I had maybe 12 points as well as Muskegon. And I think it's just because the way I shot the ball, it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what really separated me.
Yeah.
But it was a huge jump. It was a huge jump.
Right.
Huge jump.
I believe it, man. I've been there too, playing varsity as a freshman myself, and yeah, my biggest thing was the speed of the game too. You just felt like everything was going 100 miles an hour, where you felt like, dang, man, like, can I do this? You know what I mean? But playing at middle school ball where you felt like you had control of the game, you're one step ahead of everybody on the court. But I feel like that'll come sophomore year. It's definitely going to be like night and day for you. I know your confidence level is going to be even higher. So, yeah, bro, definitely. So let's see. So what are some things that you feel were good about your freshman season that you can kind of say that was successful for me?
It's a lot of things. Second game against Huntsville. First of all, let's talk about the first game against South Christian. When I've never really been scared to play a basketball game in my life, but the first game against South Christian, I was in the locker room just nervous.
Yeah.
And I had when my dad came in and stretched me. He was like, "It's just another game. You've just been preparing for this your whole life," and that just gave me more confidence. I had a pretty good game against South Christian. My first varsity game as a freshman, I had 9 points that game.
Okay.
And then the second game against Hudsonville, when we played against Max and Justin, and it was a very hype game. A lot of fans in the arena, and
was that
I just had a different mindset that game. Oh, it was at our place.
Your place, okay.
Yeah, I just had a different mindset the game. Like I had to really prove myself. And that game, it was just like everything was happening. I just kept knocking down threes after threes, and I finished with 20 points that game. And that just gave me more confidence throughout the season.
Man, I want you to touch on your first game a little more, at least before the game happened, because I've been there, man. What was going through your mind before your first game?
Well, when I was in the locker room stretching, throughout the whole school, when we were in school, I was just thinking about it, just on my mind, like the different outcomes that could happen.
Yeah.
And when I walked out the locker room, I saw the fans. It was just my stomach. Like I've never been around that many people, except the only time back in 5th grade when I played with Blue Chip. That was the only other time. But it was just like you're on a whole different stage because you're going against three people 3 years older than you, and your job is to go out there and perform, win, lose, or draw. Right. So it was just that was the first time I was ever scared to play a basketball game, and I was never ever scared. Just butterflies all through my stomach.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, man, it's different, bro. It's a different feeling. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure once that first bucket went in, you were like, all right, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first bucket on varsity for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is when like a lot of people like to say, like they like to talk and say like, well, I can go out there and score 20 with no problem. But like when it gets in the game and it actually happens, it's different. Like you before a game when you talk about all these things, and then when it actually happens, it gets to you, and you just get butterflies on your stomach, and it's just really nervous.
Right.
So
Definitely.
for me, I just had to try my hardest to push through it. All the stuff I learned, I just had to be like, I'm prepared enough to go out here and show people that I can get down with the big boys, and I just had to clear my mind. So
yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah, and you proved that for sure. I think you proved that you belong on varsity this year. Yeah, man, I think it's gonna be even better for you next year. So, for people that are playing varsity sports that are freshmen coming in this school year, do you got any advice for them? Any words of wisdom?
Just separate yourself by staying in the gym, because not everybody wants to go through the pain of working hard. And if you can outwork them, then you can separate yourself by working on your speed, working on getting in the weight room early. The first time I touched the weight room was I graduated from 8th grade, and my assistant coach texted I made the plans that I was going to go to Godwin probably 2 or 3 weeks after I graduated 8th grade, and I hit the weight room right away. And I think that gave me an extra 10, maybe 8 to 10 pounds of muscle than what I had before. So stay in the weight room and just outwork your peers. That's just hard work beats everything. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, for
Good
sure.
advice. Good advice, man. Had to get that body right, man. Last question for you, bro. What you're going into your sophomore year? What do you think the biggest difference will be for you between this coming year and last season?
Biggest difference. I think this year I averaged over a little bit of 12 points per game, 13 in that range. I think I want to push that up to 20 this season. I want to get a for sure all conference. I want to also get all state. Get a conference championship for sure. That's going to be one thing I really want to get because I didn't get to experience that this year. I think this year we have a good enough team, a good enough supporting class that we can make a deep run in districts.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I want to watch more film on other players to see what their weaknesses is, to see when I guard them, what I know that they don't like to do and what they do like to do, so I can put them in tough situations. I want to watch a little bit more film on myself, see what I can get better at, see what spots on the court that no one's seeing me at that I can, because I like to move it out the ball a lot. But the main thing for sure is my defense, because to play at a high level, coaches love to see defense. So no matter what you do good, if you're a liability on defense, they won't want you. So I have to make sure that I have to get that right. And, I played okay defense this season, but I feel like there was more opportunity for me to get steals and things like that. So those are – I want my mindset every game to just go out there and kill for sure. Just leave everything on the floor, because I think there was about 4 games this season that I didn't leave everything on the floor. And I think that I think the 2 games we could grab with Christian, I didn't leave everything on the floor. I think I could have – it was a very tough game, I think also the game 2, both back-to-back games against North Point Christian, I could have played better as well. Those are 4 bad games I had, and I didn't give it all I could. So this season, I just want to go out there, be more of a leader, vocal leader, not being down on my teammates, lifting them up as best as I can, and just going out there and leaving everything on the floor.
That's good, man. That's good. That was what I was waiting for you to say, is for you to go out and kill every game.
Yeah.
Have that killer mentality. You've been there, you've done that, you've experienced it. Now it's just time to really unleash, bro, and show people what you can do. And I think you're gonna do that this year. So cool. So where can people find you on social media to follow you on your journey? Instagram, Twitter, any of that?
Instagram is the _min616, no capitals. And that's where all my highlight videos are. My Twitter is mostly just for college coaches to see and things like that. But Instagram is where I post most of my things at. So that's where you can find me.
Cool.
I just this season I just can't. I'm just everything like bottled up inside me, just ready for this season. Like I'm ready for it, man.
That's good, man. That's good to hear. Well, make sure you guys follow Jakhary on social media, on Twitter and Instagram through his journey. He's got 3 years left at Godwin, so it's going to be exciting to see. Keep working, man. The season hopefully will be here right around the corner. I know you're a special player, so man, just going to your year, your sophomore year, knowing that and believing that. All right, so
All right.
yeah, man, I'm gonna check you out this year. So I appreciate you stopping by, bro, and talking to me for a little bit. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the support and stuff like that. Continue to share to everybody that's a basketball fan in the city. Appreciate the support. So we'll catch you guys until next time. Peace.